Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the performance of The Dreary Dragon, a play written by Katherine Bescherer for her darling Sylvia's 8th birthday in June of 2013. Once upon a time, there was a tired and dreary dragon who had lost interest in everything that a dragon should do. He didn't like scaring people. He didn't even like breathing fire. He didn't like battling with other dragons. He was worn out by all of his badness. All he wanted to do was to be loved by all the children in the same way that they love and dream of fairies.
Oh, if only I could find a way to change the way everyone sees me. I don't want to send the children screaming anymore. I want to be sweet and kind and do away with my evil ways.
So the dragon set out on an adventure to find the good fairy from the magical wood, for he had heard that she was such a powerful fairy that she could change flowers into magic and stones into jewels.
If she can change a flower into magic and stones into jewels, perhaps she can change me into a kinder and gentler dragon, and maybe even a fairy.
So the dragon walked and walked until he came upon an old woman who was walking slowly down the same road on which he was traveling.
A dragon! Oh, please, evil dragon, take pity on an old woman. Do not terrorize me with your evil dragon ways.
Forgetting himself and being driven by his instincts, the dragon rushed upon the woman, and the poor thing began to tremble.
Old woman, why do you tremble in fear? Can't you see that I am a kind dragon? That means you no harm.
I see that you are a dragon, and I see that you are acting in a way that is quite cruel. Oh, can you say that you mean no harm when you growl and you grit your teeth, and it looks like evil is on your mind?
And with these words, the dragon collapsed and began to cry.
Oh, dear old woman on the road. I have been a dragon for so long that I can't seem to change my ways. I sit and worry each day and all night about all the cruel things I have done. But I can't seem to change, though try as I might.
The old woman was touched by the dragon's wails of distress, for she too had been misunderstood for so many years. Seems she once was a lovely young girl with hopes and dreams of her own, but as we all do, she grew older, and no one remembered her beauty nor her dreams, and they treated her unkindly and paid her no mind.
You just can't give up trying to change your ways, Mr. Dragon. I believe that it can be done because it's really what's on the inside that matters most, even though some people, they can't seem to see that. But in your case, well, your appearance gives such a fright. Perhaps you should try toning it down a bit, if you might.
Well, what do you suggest, old woman? It's not as if I could change my size or my ferocious grin.
Well, perhaps a garland of flowers might change your look. I'd like one myself, and there are plenty of flowers down by the brook. Come with me. We'll make them together.
Do you think I would love to try. I am on my way to find the fairy from the magical wood in hopes that she might help me. But perhaps as I travel, I could begin to try to change on my own. A garland of flowers sounds like just the thing.
And so the old woman helped the dragon weave a garland so beautiful that his fears and his doubts faded away. And as they said farewell and continued down different roads, they both smiled at the thought that change was possible, so long as you had hope and maybe a friend on the way. The dragon hadn't traveled much further when he came upon a horribly smelly and very rude frog.
Hey, you with the flowers! Where do you think you're going looking so fancy? Ribbit, ribbit.
And again, the dragon rushed up thinking he might eat that frog for being so rude, and even though he thought himself changing, when he found himself offended, he had to growl back.
Why, you, Mr. Frog, are in for a shock. I will eat you and broil you if you don't back off.
I dare you. For I am an appetizer that will make you quite sick. If you eat me, once I'm inside your stomach, you will have a terrible itch. Ribbit. Ribbit.
The dragon looked confused and surprised. He wondered how he had forgotten his will to change, and knew the flowers were just a momentary disguise. And once again, the dragon collapsed and began to cry.
Oh, stop! Stop with the whining, you worthless menace of puff! You're supposed to be frightening! For you are a dragon, and you do terrible stuff!
But I'm tired of doing my dragonly things. I am seeking a way to change. I don't want to be one of the cruel creatures that live in this land. Like you, Mr. Frog, and your stinky, gross self. Don't you ever wish to be kind and stop your bad ways?
The frog looked about him to see if anyone else was afoot. He crept closer to the dragon and whispered to him.
The truth is, I too feel misunderstood. See, everyone thinks I'm as rough as I look, but the truth is, inside, I'm more like a bird. I so love to sing, and I definitely wish I could fly. The hills are alive with the sounds of ribbit.
You're misunderstood? Then why do you continue to act in this way of stinking and burping and scaring everyone away?
I'm not so different from you, my friend in the wood. And I have tried to change, but no one else believed that I could.
The dragon sat up a little straighter at that, and straightened his flowers and smiled and began to laugh.
Well, Mr. Frog, imagine that. Both of us wanting to change our old ways. We must try something together. The old woman on the road helped me create this bouquet. Maybe something else along those lines might be a kind of aid.
Wow. I've often thought that a crown might be nice. I once heard a story about a frog who turned nice. Turns out he was a prince that got turned into a frog. I think I might be him. but no princesses have come along.
A crown. I love that idea. Maybe if others see that I am a royal, they won't be so quick to run away. You see, I am on my way to find the fairy from the magical wood. And if I could just get there, I know she will help me change for the good.
Well, let's see what I got. We can fit for a crown. These sparkling rocks in my river look quite fine, and they might be just right. And then off on your journey, you will go, and you will be looking quite charming, and not such a fright.
Ribbit.
So down to the river these two charming creatures splashed. They found beautiful gems and fitted them a crown for their heads. They laughed at each other despite their worried minds. And then off again, the dragon went on his journey. The two princesses nodded at each other and said their goodbyes. And they both smiled so brightly, they just knew they would try. The fun they had shared showed them both how to be brave. And off went the dragon, all dressed in flowers and a crown. He was happily singing when a nasty old witch came upon him. And without any warning, the witch threw out some fire to challenge that dragon. And she had to fight fire with fire. The dragon was stunned. He'd been so lost in his own thoughts, but in a quick instant he flew into action. And he reared up to shoot fire in the witch's direction. He growled and he roared, and the earth shook like thunder. But suddenly, and without warning, the witch began to sneeze. She sneezed, and she sneezed, and she sneezed.
What magic is this, you nasty witch from the woods? Your sneezing can't save you from my fire-breathing fury. You shouldn't have challenged me, as I am in a great hurry. So beware!
Whatever you are wearing, royal dragon so fierce, it seems I'm allergic to your necklace of blossoms.
And with that reminder, the dragon backed down. Again, he forgot where he was headed, on a journey to change and not be so dreaded.
Oh, I'm sorry for that nasty witch. I am wearing these flowers from a friend who helped me believe that I could change for the better.
Change? For the better? Why would you want to do such a thing? Don't you enjoy being one of the fiercest of magical things?
No. To tell you quite honestly, from one evil being to another, it just doesn't have the same appeal it once did. I see other beings having friends, and they are kind, and it looks so inviting that I'd like to give it a try. I have been on my journey to find the fairy from the magical wood. I know she can help me become a kind dragon for good.
Really? Brave traveler, I think I can tell you, not everything in this world is as bad as you think. Even a witch can be gentler, if you really must know. On the inside of every bad being is somebody sweet. But it might not be in the way that you think. A witch a frog, an old lady, a dragon. We all wish we were different, but since the children don't love us the way they do fairies, we don't stand a chance to change from bad into merry.
You mean it's the children who make up our magic? We're not born to it, like being a witch or a dragon.
Think of the fairy that you long to see. She's probably only a dream in which you believe. Children believe that fairies are sweet. And if you know a few, a brave few, they might have the answer and just what to do.
Children. I hear what you say, but where? Where can I find children to help me today?
Keep looking.
We're here.
Keep looking.
Where?
Keep looking.
Where?
We're here.
Children.
We're here.
Children.
We're here.
Where can I find some children? Have you seen any
I'm
children?
right here.
Are you a children? Oh, can you help me, please? I am a fiercer dragon, but I just want to play. Do you believe I can act in a nice way?
I think so.
You believe? Say you believe.
I believe you can.
Say you believe with all your heart.
I think you can change.
Shout it to the
I
sky.
believe you can change.
She believes.
And so our tale ends with a dragon who discovers that it's the children who decides if magic is real and none other. And with their bright smiles and their running about, a dragon dressed in flowers and a crown learned how he could be kind if he decided to. That it didn't take magic from a fairy with wings, but rather the laughter and the smiles on Sylvia's 8th birthday. The end.
Happy birthday, Sylvia!
That's Sylvia right there.
Say goodbye.
Dreary Dragon.
Yay. Ta-da, ta-da.
Ta-da!